You know it's super fly when Day Bar is opened. Hip-hop review, news, plus breaking new artists, pop culture, current events with an urban view of it. This is all things hip-hop, delivered raw, unpolitically correct, a fan's perspective, putting all artists in check. Dope content, current hot by remarkable men. Our thoughts, clearly. Welcome to Audio Theory.
Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory podcast. You know who we are. What up, man? How you been?
What's good, baby? How are you, dog? How's what are we a week removed from you putting in your 2 weeks notice? So like, how's it feel? Like people coming at you, you're like, man, I'm good. I got to see it right now.
So I mean, I've been getting a ton of emails. Most of them not urgent. So I'm just like, I didn't see this. I don't exist anymore. It's been stressful still because we have a QBR, and for those who aren't familiar with that acronym, it's a quarterly business review, and we have to put together a PowerPoint presentation basically talking about this particular client's ad performance over the past quarter. So talking through all the shit that we've done over the past few months. Unfortunately, a lot of it I wasn't even involved in.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to do a lot of investigative work to fucking put this shit together. So I'm kind of stressed out. But
they're asking you, who's not gonna be here for the future, to talk about the past.
Essentially, well, it's there's several of us who are tag teaming it, but I didn't want to be involved at all.
Yeah, because that reminds me of like a video of like not this year obviously, but last year when the Lakers lost, and didn't make the playoffs, and Magic Johnson announced like the entire all the reporters in the report randomly he's quitting. So they kept asking him questions about yo, so what are the plans for the future? What's going on? He's like, I ain't gonna be here. I don't care. I can see you doing that shit.
Yeah, no, that I'm just getting to that point. Like tomorrow's my Friday, because Friday I'm not doing a goddamn thing. I don't give a fuck what they ask me to do.
Friday is not your last day, right? Next Friday is your last day.
No, this Friday's my last day.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, that's when these slides and shit are due. So the next 24 hours are gonna be pretty stressful. But after that, done. I'm not touching a fucking single thing that comes through via email. I'm gonna send my farewell midday, fucking ship off my laptop
midday tomorrow.
Friday.
Okay.
So yeah, unfortunately, this week wasn't like the cruising, chill week that I was hoping it was gonna be, but the light is getting very close. The light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Nice. And then where did you guys go again this weekend?
We went to Montana.
Nice. How was that, bro? Was that everything you wanted to be?
Yeah. I mean, we didn't go there with super specific plans. We stayed at my girl's childhood friend's house with her husband, who I know, and their 2 kids, super adorable kids. And we just kind of hung out at their house, went out to restaurants here and there. We drove down to Chico Springs, which is kind of like they could call it quote unquote hot springs, but it's basically like an outdoor pool in a hotel that's hot as fuck. It's not really like your traditional hot springs, out in the desert or some shit, in the ground. It's basically just a heated pool and jacuzzi. So on that drive, it was super dope because that's when we got to see all the scenery, like the mountains and the fields and old school farm barns and stuff like that. So it was dope. That was the first time I was in a super white town, super traditional and rural.
You just stood out like a motherfucker?
Yeah, not a soul was not white. Not no Asians, nothing. Maybe a couple Native Americans sprinkled in here and there, but
you got a Korean and a Jamaican just walking through what's good?
Yeah, this is literally the first time I saw a MAGA hat in person.
Really?
Myth. Yep.
No, I live in Florida, so I see too many of that shit. All right.
But
how was the skyline? I'm not the skyline, but how was were the fucking stars insane because there's less city pollution?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. I think they actually dealt with the fires, even out there. So it's kind of foggy, to my surprise. Another thing that was kind of random was the husband owns several hunting rifles, so I hadn't shot one of them before, so we went to this random ass outdoor area that is kind of like an unofficial gun range of sorts.
Okay.
So he brought like a couple water canisters and like random targets, and we just shot that for like an hour.
Nice.
But that was kind of the only other activity we did. Other than that, we kind of just drank, cooked, ate, and shot the shit. My girl and I both had to work a little bit on that trip. Kind of sucked, but it was definitely relaxing to get away.
Nice, dude. That's awesome. So, dude, I had a pretty fucking eventful weekend too. So, my nephew, who's 20, him and his girl were about to have a baby. So they wanted to move into their new apartment over the weekend to ensure that, the baby comes, they have more space, everything's good to go, you're not dealing with both. So she thought she was like 2 weeks out. Fam, how I get to his apartment, which, mind you, is like an hour and 10 minutes away from me. I'm already exhausted. I show up, I'm like, all right, man, let's do this moving shit. Like, I'm here for you, whatever you need. Bro, how she comes out the bathroom and starts like, she's like, I peed, but it was a different kind of pee. And we're like, oh, fuck. And then, we're like, all right, just chill for a second, lay down, let's see how you feel like in half an hour, blah, blah, blah. Dude, within 20 minutes, she's like, we gotta go to the hospital now.
Oh,
bro,
shit.
So she goes into labor. We drop her off at the hospital at 2 o'clock. By 5:45, this baby's already coming out. By 6:05, this baby's born.
Wow.
So, wild, bro. So, obviously, congrats to them and Amir and Anna. Baby Noah was born healthy, thank God. But my aunt's with me because she came to visit to help with the move. So I'm like, oh, you get to hang out with your grandson? Bro, because of COVID, though, they're not letting anyone but the spouse in the hospital, bro. So, my nephew was like, yo, but what if I leave and she comes upstairs? Like, no. If you leave, your wife and baby are by themselves. So you figure it out. And I'm just like, damn, bro, that's it's just a shitty thing. I mean, I guess it's an experience. It is what it is. But yeah. I kind of felt bad for my aunt who's like, what are the odds that she comes when the baby's born and then you can't even see the baby? It's just what the fuck?
Yeah.
But super eventful, bro. Moving a lot. But what I experienced on fucking Saturday night, because we were so excited about the baby, we're like, yo, let's go out. So, bro, I went clubbing for the first time throughout since fucking I think last year, because I don't think I went clubbing in this January and February. Bro, Florida is open. This shit is fucking
shit.
Bro, open. You got into the fucking club. Shout out to Hub Spark, my buddy actually owns it. Bro, no social distancing. Bro, no let me check if you got a fever. None of that shit. They're like, yo, go have a great time. And I'm just like, bro, but I was about it, bro. I was like, I don't give a fuck. It is what it is, bro. I feel I'm not saying we're all gonna get herd immunity, because apparently that's never gonna happen in America because we're just too big. But bro, I'm not gonna lie, it felt fucking nice to be in a club, DJ playing bangers, and you're just like, bro, let's get that hookah going. Yo, I was fucking super lit.
I'm jealous. That's exactly what I need. Too bad I can't do it this weekend, or any weekend for that matter.
So yeah, I was gonna ask you. I feel I've seen you at karaoke spots though. So what's the setup at those kind of things?
Yeah.
Is it anywhere close to a lounge vibe like you've seen here, or not really?
Well, the karaoke spot, that was a low key thing we kind of finessed. So that's definitely not allowed.
Okay.
I won't rat out where they are, but basically, you have to speak the language in order to get to the spot. My girl spoke English. We didn't even say can we get in? We're just like, are you open? And they're like, yeah, but in her native language. So
yeah,
we got in. But in terms of clubs and shit, that's still I'm sure there's got to be some underground Hollywood shit or something going on that only fucking Insta thoughts and stuff can get into. But there's definitely no real club scene. I think you can do outdoor bars and stuff, but that's about it.
That's about it. Yeah, for sure. No, dude. As of last week, last week Monday, shit opened up. So I think the clubs use that week of being open to kind of just sanitize everything a little bit better. But bro, I'm telling you, I walked in Saturday and lined out the door. Dude, tables on top of each other, people dancing. Niggas talking to girls yo, where you from? They're everything was just
no
normal,
mask?
bro. No, dude.
Oh, wow.
Only a mask. Dude, this is the thing. The best analogy I heard is especially at restaurants, bro. When they're all right, wear your mask to enter, but then at your table, take it off. It's like, bro, walking into a pool, but only peeing in the corner. It's like, bro, it's the same shit.
Man,
dude, at the clubs, bro, like, wear a mask to enter. The moment you pass the bouncer, take it off. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, that's just like a false sense of security or something like, or maybe I'm assuming they're not trying to get around any rules by doing that, because obviously they would be shut down if.
No, but Florida made it very clear that they're not fining people anymore. They highly recommend you wear a mask out in public, but they told bars, restaurants, like, it's if we walk by and people don't have their mask on, we're not tripping. So yeah, man, like, it was fucking great to be out. Like, that legit, like my girl was like, and my girl and her friends like, yo, we've never seen you so happy. I'm like, bro, like, we're out, bro, like, we're back.
That's kind of like Montana, actually. I mean, I highly doubt they have a dope club scene out there, but walking around, masks definitely seem to be more optional than anything.
I mean, dude, it's also like the population out there has to be fucking minimal, bro. So I feel like the numbers out there are super low. So I feel like everyone feels kind of safe.
Surprisingly, if I remember this correctly, my girl said that her friend was like, Montana does have a solid amount of cases.
Really?
I don't know if that's a certain area or what, but I wasn't tripping either way. I'm like, I'm here on vacation. I'm not planning on going anywhere that's full of people except for the pool. And I feel fine. We'll find out fucking after this episode if I collapse on this couch. But
bro, if Trump had it, we can beat it. So that's my logic.
For sure. Yeah, no, he's hands down probably like one of the most out of shape looking people.
Yeah, and he feels like he's 50 years old now, so It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Yeah, man. So that was my weekend. Let's get into it though. So obviously, I'm glad you're feeling well. What's I mean, if you don't want to talk about online, that's fine. But how do you feel? Have you been actively looking for something else? You're kind of trying to like use this time to just like breathe for a second.
Yeah. I could definitely talk about it. I'm still actively looking, but also being very selective about what I applied to. So realistically, it's like maybe 1 or 2 applications a week at most, because I'm not just trying to get anything. For the most part, I'm just freelancing more. But these next couple weeks, I think I'm going to kind of relax and do it slowly. I'm not eager to like try to make up for the income that I had before or anything. I think I need like 2 weeks to just chill, work a little bit, keep my mind still active. But damn, I haven't like, not that this is meaningful or anything, but I haven't played fucking video games in like 2 months. And I used to do it like just an hour, like here and there. And I haven't worked out in like a month. And I would do it every other day, like just little shit that would keep me happy. Like, I feel like I don't even have time, now I do, but before I didn't have time to do that shit.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to just like 3 days in a row not doing a goddamn thing except all those things I just mentioned.
Nice, dude. Yeah, dude. It's little things in life, man. Sometimes like we get so caught up in that 9 to 5 or 9 to whatever monotony, and you forget like, damn, did I even fucking eat today? Like, what the fuck?
For real.
Yeah. So good for you, bro. I hope you enjoy those 2 weeks. Figure it out. Plan a trip over here, and we'll make it fucking happen. But dude, I'm also excited. I'm going to. So I turned 32. So this is the last episode as me at 31. I turned 32 next Tuesday. So on Wednesday, I'll be a year older, a year wiser, hopefully. But I'm going to DR on Thursday for 5 days. And then I'm going to Puerto Rico for 4 days the following Friday. So, bro, like, we're about to see, like, how COVID travels. Like, we're really about to take advantage of this shit. But it's cool, bro. Apparently, DR removed their curfew. They removed that you have to take a test prior to coming. Bro, we got a fucking dope-ass villa right on the water, too. Like, it's me and, like, 6 of us total, close family, and my best friend, Sammy. And then I'm going to Puerto Rico with my girl for 4 days. It's like a birthday gift. So Puerto Rico, you have to take a test beforehand. So anyone going to Puerto Rico, just so you know, you got to take a test 3 days before. But bro, I'm excited, man. Like, I know it's still like tropical and I live in Florida, but it's still the idea of like going on a trip is still getting me fucking pumped, bro. Because I mean, dude, I had so many, again, poor me, because I had trips got canceled. Like, I know life is much worse for other people. Like, I'm aware of this. But when someone who loves to travel and you like, damn, that's canceled. Damn, that's canceled. Damn, that's really canceled. So I'm excited just to hop on a flight for a couple hours and go do some shit.
for sure. I'm sure you'll have fun. That sounds dope as hell.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope, bro. Yeah, it's gonna be a really good time. But let's get into it. Episode 49. We're calling this one Superfly, not after my co-host, but it could be. But Superfly because I feel like after the VP debate, I mean, we can talk about some of the politics they were talking, but I feel like the Fly stole the show. The memes, the lizard people references, the ocean spray, dog berry juice dance. It was phenomenal. So your thoughts on the debate and the Fly?
I thought the debate was it was definitely better than the Trump Biden one in terms of like how each of them behaved.
They were way more presidential than the presidential.
Way more presidential, which was fucking weird. Both of them. And they're also younger. Like you would think that just like these older men would somehow have gotten it together.
No,
but
bro, I keep saying that's why we can't have old presidents because like they're so old they don't give a fuck. Like they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, that is true. I feel like Pence and Kamala still kind of have had something to prove, and that was honestly like the first time I heard Pence talk. I think that's why I was so excited because I'm like, he's always been like in the background, kind of almost like a henchman, like in a super villain movie.
He looks like a fucking henchman too, bro.
Yeah, and I mean, he definitely sounded less evil than I thought. I thought this dude was straight up Satan based on how people portrayed him. Not to say that I endorse things he said or anything, but overall I thought the debate was like what I expected in terms of what they said. Kamala said the same shit she's always said. Pence basically was going to say all the things I thought he was going to say. I don't think there was a clear winner. I think Kamala definitely it was similar to she was actually more similar to Trump in my opinion. Like she was very like borderline aggressive at times. Multiple times asked him to let her speak, but like in a very let me speak kind of tone. Which I mean, I think her team probably
to do that to like set the tone that like
that she's not just a woman.
Tried last week, we're not doing this week, kind of thing.
Yeah, so I understood that. Some people got on her for that, but I'm like, what do you expect? And people are going to, if she doesn't do that, I think people are going to see her as like this weak woman, or she's not capable of like, being Trump-esque at times or whatever. The Fly part was funny as hell because the whole time I was like, is this a glitch on my TV? Like, does this fool have a mic in his hair? Like, I had no idea what it was. And then for the next fucking 24 hours, every meme was the Fly. So I thought that was hilarious.
Fly, bro. Dude, my favorite one by far was the dog like that. Because, Dogface, the dude that does the ocean spray thing. Like, dude, kudos to him. Dude, I love how, like, the simplest shit became a marketing sensation, bro. This is like, I'm like, I really want to get into marketing again because, like, bro, like, we could do this. Like, what are we doing, bro? Right. Dude, but kudos to him. But the fact that they made the Fly dance with the fucking Fleetwood Mac song with the oceans, I was dying all morning, bro. Yeah. But same as you, man. I was more impressed with the way they handled the debate. Again, I don't think either of them said anything that I was blown away with. I mean, if you're voting blue, you're gonna stay voting blue, and if you're voting red, you're gonna keep voting red. I mean, I felt like maybe Pence, like, the only thing that annoyed me, I was mad at Kamala for not answering questions as well. But the way that Pence was, like, kind of very dismissive of the moderator, and, like, she would ask a question, and he'd be like, nah, hold on, I'm going to go answer the other one. Yeah. Like, no, you move the fuck on. Like, had your time. So, like, that's the one thing I didn't care for. But same, dude, they're both lawyers. Like, obviously, she's at a higher level, but he's also a lawyer. Like, they're very well-spoken. Like, again, it was way more presidential than the other one. But yeah, nothing blew me away. I was just like, all right, this is what I'm used to over the course of my 31 years on this planet. Every VP debate usually looks like that.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing that did bother me that Pence said, I didn't really read into everything else, was when he said systemic racism doesn't exist or something.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah.
And I thought that was wild. Like, it's one thing to say like it exists, but it's not as severe as people think or something. But to say it flat out doesn't exist at all is sounds to me like racism just doesn't exist, and a lot of people think racism doesn't exist, and they'll say, look, we have equal opportunity laws, and you're black, you can eat at the same restaurant and shit, but that doesn't factor in like the bias that doesn't get recorded. When I can interview someone and literally say I don't want to hire them because they're white in my head, and then tell them they're not hired, and they'll never know why. I'll just say, if they ask, I'll be like, oh, you weren't. We found someone more qualified.
Good culture.
Never gets
what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, that shit. And I kind of understand, because I've interviewed some like weird ass people before who I just knew like I wasn't gonna get along with, but I couldn't say that.
Yeah.
And that wasn't necessarily the only reason why they didn't get hired either. But I guarantee there's lots of instances where people are like, this dude is, subconsciously they're thinking he's too urban or something, and he just doesn't get the job. So it's not so simple to just be like, look, these laws, prevent you from being discriminatory, and then end of story. Like, this shit is still real.
Dude, 100%, man. And the thing is where I think, I'm not saying white supremacists, but like the people who want to dismiss systematic racism, I feel because it's such a, like you were saying, it's such a broad spectrum, right? So like systematic racism, like, it's hard to pinpoint it exactly, but we know it's there. Like, we know it's there, right? So that's why I think they get not a pass, but that's their out. Because they go like, but where is it? But where is it?
There's like, black guys who experience it?
Yeah. There's black guys who are billionaires. What, 3? Motherfucker? Like, see what I mean? So it's just, they always have that out. Let's say, where? Point it out. And then it's like, no, dude, but there were laws put in place since slavery that has systematically trickled down and fucked black people over to today. But it's like, but we changed those laws. It's like, yeah, bro, but the effects of it, it's like they don't want to like acknowledge that. It's like, no, but we changed. It's like, bro, like, it's okay to like say like, yo, we fucked up back then, but we're trying to, yes, we agree with that is, but Trump is putting laws in place to, change that. Say that. But to just say it doesn't exist is like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah.
I feel like even the hardest Trump supporter who's not like a fucking like KKK member has to be like, yeah, no, bro, that shit exists. Like, what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and they should know firsthand, because half of those people legitimately have bias or don't want to deal with, XYZ person because of who they are, and they want to act like, oh, I'm not racist, I just don't like thugs, or I'm not racist, I just don't like, this person. But I mean, they're definitely biased and have biases. It's bullshit. They just don't want to admit it.
But the funny thing is, I think when he was being I don't think that exact moment, but when he was being dismissive of another racist question he got, that's when the fly came on his head. It was like this is bullshit.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I think that was the part when he started like almost losing his credibility with all the other random shit he was saying.
Yeah. What I didn't like, bro, and like I would love to have your opinion on this, is that like a lot of people started critiquing him on his appearance, because I think his eye is super like red or something. Yeah. And then obviously he's a very pale looking dude. But like Sean King and a lot of other like predominantly like black leaders, or not leaders, but like whatever, who use their platform to help the movement for like BLM, like just started going at him and like how he looks. And I'm like, bro, like how is that okay? Because if it was the other way around, like bro, there'd be a fucking problem.
Yeah,
so like sometimes I'm like, bro, we gotta be able to be fair about this shit. So one, I mean, Sean King claims to be a pastor. God always says, let me do the judging. Don't judge anyone by their appearance, who they are, blah, blah, blah. Like, bro, I feel like that's one where I'm like, bro, I get it, but like, you should probably keep that like in your inner circle, not fucking be tweeting, what's wrong with his eye? Yeah. Why does he look like this? Look at him, like, bro, like, why are you judging him by a fucking eye?
Yeah.
Like, what?
I hate that shit. It takes away from their own credibility. I don't know if you know Lakeith Stanfield, the actor.
I love him. Yeah.
He
ATL, right?
Yeah. ATL, exactly. He posted, I follow him on Instagram, and he's independent for sure based on all the random shit he says. He seems like he hates Democrats. He just gives off that vibe. He's that like very eclectic, like non-conformist type dude.
Dude, but side note, I love him so much because you would think if you only saw him ATL, that's the only kind of role he can play.
Oh no,
bro, he can be like a chameleon to anything, bro.
In that
like,
one movie, Knives Out or whatever.
Knives Out, dude. Yeah, phenomenal. Yeah. Get Out, phenomenal. Like, bro, he's a low key, like, really good actor that I don't think a lot of people are very aware of just how good he is.
Mm-hmm. And it seems it's always those actors who like didn't even want to pursue it. Like he said, I think I read a statement from him where he like, I don't know, they were doing a shoot at his school and he was asked if he wanted to be like a background character or something, and like that just like kickstarted his career. I don't think it was like one of those dudes who like moved to fucking LA and was trying to pursue a dream and stuff. He just like was talented. But in any case, he posted Kamala Harris and was like, I don't like her hair, and that just opened the floodgates to like all the black women who follow him saying like, fuck you, like how could you, like let's cancel him and shit. And I think he later posted a picture of, who was it? It was, I think, Hillary Clinton or someone else that like is definitely hated by that same community, and he's like, would it be okay if I said I hated her hair? So I think it really is his thing where we pick and choose, like when shaming someone up for their physical appearance and stuff is okay. It's okay. Like if they did that to Obama and say like, yo, he has a nappy ass head or something, game over. Bro, like those motherfuckers will be lynched. But with Trump and Pence, like we can talk about, you know, how orange they are and how pale they are and stuff, and it really doesn't get any of us anywhere by wasting time with shit like that.
Yeah, and again, like I think your first point when I made that comment, it's like you lose credibility. It's like, bro, like why are you? We always say that, especially Trump stoops so low. Like, why would you stoop so low and fucking like do that shit? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So like that's the only thing that after the debate, like obviously everything was funny, blah blah blah, with the fly and Kamala like telling him like, yo, shut the fuck up. But that was the one I was like, a lot of people were commenting on his appearance. I'm like, bro, like who gives a fuck? Like, did he say valuable things? Like, was he lying? Was he telling the truth? Like, why are we getting caught up in his fucking appearance? Because if we're solely judging people off appearance now, we're gonna have a really fucked up America in 10, 20 years, because we're like, you know what I mean? Like, only the hot people will be in office and all these fucking like degenerates will, like, I don't know. It just kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah. I'll tell you what though, I can't wait till this fucking election is over. I'm so sick of
did you
all the speculation and shit.
The polls are already open in California, right?
Yeah. So my girl already submitted her vote.
Nice.
So did my roommates, I want to say, or my roommate who is a citizen. And I still have to do mine, which I haven't done yet.
Yeah, I ordered my mail-in ballot, but they fucked up my address, so I'm gonna go to the polls in Florida. For all those listening, Florida, at least in Broward County, it opens on the 19th. So I think I'm gonna go like the day after my birthday and just like knock it out.
Yeah, I'll have to go too because I don't have a mail-in ballot.
But I saw like my buddy sent me a thing. It's funny how like all these efforts that the Republicans, okay, I don't want to say Republicans, but like all the conversation about like voter suppression, bro. I feel that shit may backfire. Bro, I feel like we're gonna have the biggest turnout we've ever seen in our lifetime of people voting, bro.
Oh, for sure.
The numbers already of the counted votes in like California and Florida this time last election are like 70 times higher already. And I'm like, holy shit, bro. And like there was videos like on CNN of like lines in Texas of just all you see is brown people just fucking 10-hour wait, and they're like, we're gonna fucking wait. We don't care. I'm like, bro, good for them, bro. That's phenomenal.
Dedication.
So again, it doesn't. I'm not saying either way, whichever way they vote, but it's just good. Like, bro, like this is the whole point of like the fucking like us like leaving England. You know what I mean? Like, to fucking have our own rights. So like, whichever way you vote, just fucking vote because you have that right. So
for sure, yeah.
That's super dope.
Yeah, it's nice to see that being Twitter and Instagram warriors and talking all this shit and not actually voting for the change they want to see. So if you're really about it, then do it.
Because that's all it was in 2016. It was like, nah, he ain't gonna win. Nah, there's no way. It's like, bro, we fucked up.
Yeah. So get your ass out and vote if that's what you want to do and you want to see, a specific person in office.
And specifically, if you don't vote, shut the fuck up for the next 4 years.
You don't vote, do not complain. You don't have to vote, but like, do not complain.
I'm not saying you and I are both on the same page. We're against canceling people, but fam, I will cancel you if you have a political opinion and you did not vote. Cause fuck that. Like, nah. We're not doing that shit no more, bro.
Yeah, for real. And remember, there's not just one or two candidates. I mean, not just two candidates. You can vote for, Green Party, Independent, whatever. So
yeah, bro. Because low key, I remember like initially I was like, damn, like don't do that. But like, I kind of feel like, yeah, like if you don't want to vote for these two guys, yeah, dude, vote for whoever the fuck you want. Because maybe that's the push America needs. If like, dude, if a random candidate ends up with like 15% of the American population, bro, that's a fucking massive number. So like that will, I feel, will finally stop this whole two-party system. Because like honestly, I think that's like the core of what's wrong with America. Like, bro, like how the fuck is it just these two groups of people and that's it that determine the whole world? So do vote for whoever the fuck you think is best. Speaking of votes, your boy Kanye's back in the news, apparently dominating the Kentucky elections right now. So update the people on what he's been doing. And did you see his commercial?
I saw his commercial. I actually thought the commercial was pretty good. It's kind of random just because I felt like there's a lot of imagery of himself, but
and a Christian family and a Christian black family.
But I mean, the message was cool. Again, it's like every other political ad. Like it doesn't really necessarily pinpoint a solution. It's just kind of like, hey, love your family and love life. Like we'll make America great again, or great, whatever you think.
I think he used the phrase prosper like 2 or 3 times. So like, again, the whole thing with like, money for himself.
Yeah. But other than that, it wasn't like some mind blowing thing where I was like, oh my God.
No. I mean, so dude, it's funny, like people may be surprised by this, but like, I'm a very Christian person. I feel like I've been getting more enlightened over the years. But bro, I honestly, like, how do you feel with the like division of like religion and state? Because like my thing with him is like, he's very, very like it's not wrong. Like I'm religious, I'm Christian, but like my thing is like, I don't think our laws should be based off what the Bible says. You know what I mean? Like I think if you believe in the Bible, then maybe you act a certain way, and that's how you treat others. But because like a book says this, so now people who don't believe that have to follow that. That's where I get a little bit uncomfortable. And with Kanye, it just seems like, bro, it's gonna be this or nothing else. And I'm like, bro, like, we can't be like that.
For sure. And I definitely appreciate religious people like you who can be logical about things like that. I think over the years I've become more agnostic. So not that I don't believe in God, but I basically don't subscribe to like a specific religion or belief of whether or not he exists. I'm kind of just like, this is life sort of thing. But I do find it weird when there's too much emphasis placed on one religion. One, because the country is a fucking melting pot. Like,
dude, everything.
People are everything. So I get it. Like, it's our history as a country and everything, but it still doesn't really make sense to have, right and wrong in every single situation be dictated by that belief system. And I think a lot of people bring up abortion and stuff. And it's like, if as a Christian, if you don't feel like that's right for your baby or your eventual baby, then cool, completely understand. But like, if this individual doesn't want to bring this child into a world that might end up shitty for them because they're a young girl or it was a rape or some shit, I don't know. Like in those situations, if that's their decision, that's their decision. And what always confuses me is I think the fear is that these people will go to hell, and it's like, well, why do you care what their fate is? If you in your heart believe that doing certain things is going to result in you going to hell, then just don't do them. Why are you so concerned about what other people are doing? And I guess it's because you feel like the world is might end up in fucking flames or something because God's just fed up. But
yeah, dude, that was also the one point I didn't care for Kamala, that she refused to answer that question. You know what I mean? Like the pro-life one. Like I'm like, bro, just say where you fucking stand. Like, why are you so afraid of like losing votes? Losing votes. Sorry. It's like, bro, if you think that it's a woman's right, just fucking say that. Like, why are you so afraid? But dude, I get it. Like, I mean, there's just a massive demographic in America is like so against it. It's like, bro, no, it's God said no. And I'm like, again, as a Christian, I can respect that. But I'm saying I don't think that should be the law for the entire land if the entire land isn't that religion. You know what I mean?
Wait, so were her and Pence basically pro-life?
So Pence answered that question and was like, it shouldn't, like, right, like the women, it's not the woman's right. And then she just avoided it and like kept doing what Pence was doing earlier and like going to previous conversations and like never answered it. And I was like, bro, answer the fucking question.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the annoying part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, to your point, I definitely feel like there should be a division and kind of just be more practical about it. Like, what is best? Because there are a lot of people. On one hand, I saw this. I forget who it was. Oh, my cousin actually wrote this on Facebook. It's like, super hardcore Republicans complain all day about welfare, and yet we want these people who shouldn't be having kids to be having them. So, like, what the fuck are we gonna do? Like,
yeah, dude.
Let's not let them have them if they can't afford to have them, and then they end up doing drugs and going to jail and doing all kinds of shit that we don't want to pay for to begin with. So we got to think about it outside of like this religious spectrum or whatever that we're stuck in.
100%, man. Yeah, but okay, back to the Kanye thing though. So update the people listening on the what happened in Kentucky, and he was I think West Wing was trending on Twitter as well. So like, what's going on there?
I actually only saw the brief tweet on Twitter. The funny thing is he spelled pole wrong, P-O-L-E.
Did he?
Yeah.
Nice.
My brother called that out when I sent it to him. So great start to that celebration. Just doesn't help, even though it's probably an honest mistake. He was on the ballots in Kentucky and apparently had like, I want to say like 15,000 votes or some shit, something crazy in comparison to everyone else. Yeah. High enough to where you're like, oh shit, this is like, he's a serious contender, at least there.
At least I'm not worried about like nationwide.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least that's it.
And everyone I know is like basically not gonna even consider voting for him. So I don't think he'll get anywhere in this race. But interesting to see a rapper or producer / rapper make it this far. Like his influence is insane if that's the case.
His influence is insane, bro. His influence is insane, and like kudos to him for that. Again, like I'm not gonna vote for him for like for kind of the reasons I just stated. But yeah, it's just funny how like, again, if it's a super religious town and this guy's only talking about how, you're going to get richer by believing in God, shit, it's like Trump ain't do shit for me now, so might as well vote for somebody else. And so like, I get it. Yeah. But yeah, that shit was like, wow, like what is this fucking matrix we live in and what?
For real. Yeah, it's wild. I have no idea what's going to happen, but it's going to be an interesting, like 3 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, dude, I think it's fucking like, it's 14 or 20 days. Yeah, because it was 27 days last. Yeah, so we're 20 days away from we're not going to find out, but yeah, from election day.
Yeah. Yep.
But dude, yeah, the number of votes already counted by the time that happened I don't think we're going to know, but fuck, we're going to have a way that it's going to be leaning heavily one way or the other because I'm telling you, man, these early numbers are wild compared to where it was 4 years ago.
Yeah. No, it's going to be interesting to see, but I'm glad people are. I think one of the positive side effects these past 8 years or 4 years is that people are definitely more invested in. I know. I was like, wait, shit, it's only been 4. People are more invested in politics. I know I wasn't like 10 years ago or whatever. I didn't give a shit. I'm like, this is life.
But dude,
and it'll just work out.
Obviously, we're older now, so I don't think it's the effects of my kids I'm worried about. But dude, I think that's good though. We didn't, because I felt personally at least that we had a president that will handle shit accordingly. Like, it never like at my core like went to get against anything I just believed was a good thing to do. So I was fucking those 8 years. I guess he started when I was a freshman in college and ended when I was 28 years old. Yeah. But I was still like, we're good, bro. Like Obama got this. With this, I'm like, what did he tweet today? What did he tweet today? Like, what is So that's, I feel like, the difference for me right now. That I'm like, bro, I gotta vote because, obviously I voted last time, but like, I gotta at least be more in tune with what's happening because this motherfucker just seems like, he's off the rails every night at 3 a.m. just ready to fucking blow up something, ban someone, build something else. I'm like, bro, what is happening?
Yeah, no, it's definitely wild. One interesting thing though, someone brought up was someone I was talking to, I forget who, but they said like, I don't know if this has anything to do with what the government did, if they assassinated somebody or what, but like we haven't heard a peep about like ISIS in like 4 years, right? Like 3 years.
They can't travel, bro. COVID.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll find out in like.
That's fact, but we
year,
haven't heard shit. I think Pence did make a reference to some fucking person they killed, al-Baghdadi or something. If I got the name wrong, I don't mean to be offensive. I think that it was al-Baghdadi, but
sounds official.
Yeah, I think they made a reference that they killed some ISIS heads, and maybe that's why. And ever since that, they haven't really recovered. But yeah, you're right, bro. The last 2 years, we haven't heard. I mean, really, because the biggest terrorist threat to America has been white Americans with fucking rifles just shooting up everything. So, yeah. But yeah, you're right. I feel like the last 2 years, we really haven't had a massive threat like that.
Yeah.
Damn,
well, knock on wood.
It goes to him.
Yeah.
All right, bro. So what else can we get into? Maybe pivot to some music stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Do you want to talk about the Cardi B nip slip?
Oh, yeah. I think she actually admitted on Twitter or Instagram that it was a mistake, but I guess for her birthday, she was just kind of lounging around casually and fucking somehow posted her right or left titty on the gram. Huge areola. What the fuck is that shit called?
Areola. Huge.
Yeah, areola. Thing was massive. I mean, I didn't really think too much of it. I feel like we've seen so much of her body at this point. Like, is it really that shocking? It's not like Miley Cyrus or some shit. So I didn't give a fuck either, but I guess people cared. We just needed a titty at this time to distract us from something. So maybe tomorrow there'll be an explosion somewhere or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
Trump or
I
Biden
think her logic. She said that she realized what she was doing, but then turned her phone off, and then asked her people around her, "Yo, check your phone and see if it posted." She's like, "Yo, it posted. Take it down." And then she had to turn her phone back on. That's like a minute in the whole process, and then everyone screen grabbed it.
You don't even get a. If you post anything for 3 seconds, one of your fans has screenshotted it.
Yeah, especially if you have like fucking, I think she's like, what, 10 or 15 million followers or some shit? Bro, yeah. I mean, yeah, but it's a nip slip, bro. Like, I mean, and it's Cardi B, bro. Like, I think if you want to find pictures of her naked, you're going to find it. So I think people were more like in shock of like how weird her areola looked. It was like, I think they compared it to like the Nickelodeon logo, just like.
You know what's crazy though is in Korea, like anything remotely scandalous could get someone basically canceled. And there's a video that Blackpink, and I'm thinking of it because they actually collaborated with Cardi B. Cardi B was
really?
That was like the hardest collab because she couldn't cuss really.
Oh shit, good for her.
Yeah, so the Blackpink released the album like a couple weeks ago. Cardi B's on it, and
is it good?
It's good if you like that shit.
Okay. I like that Coachella.
I like the Coachella one was dope, and I'm sure I would love to see him again perform. But like sitting down and listening to it, I can't do it.
It's not really a vibe. I got you.
But one of the girls in the recent video, like, kind of dresses up as like somewhat scandalous nurse, but no cleavage really, no fucking ass, nothing, just like sexy nurse. And apparently in Korea, like, this is like a huge issue and like somewhat of a scandal. And I'm like, if these motherfuckers only knew the kind of shit we were doing with our
light. That's
Cardi B would definitely be like buried in a fucking dungeon somewhere. Yeah, so they don't have it easy at all. I think one of the chicks even like purposely posted like some skin, like, you know how those like wannabe model girls will do, cover their tits and kind of have the side angle, and you can see like their neck bigger, but like not their nudity. And I think like it ruined her career. Like they don't play games over there. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's like that in India too, because I grew up out there. I know how it is. Like, bro, like it's super scandalous, bro. Like super scandalous. Like if you even attempt to post some shit, I mean, dude, even in the movies, bro, like American movies sent over there, if there's a sex scene, they edit it out the movie.
Damn.
Like that's how intense it is, bro. And dude, Richard Gere from like Pretty Woman, like famous American actor, was in India filming a movie at a fucking like public event for the movie where he's promoting it. He kissed his Indian actress like as a joke. Bro, they were trying to arrest this man 24 hours later. Like,
that's
bro,
hilarious.
shit is, dude, yeah, the Asian cultures, bro, like, again, I'm not saying they're backwards, but again, it's just different, bro. Like, just is like, you have to respect the law of the land. Yeah, that's wild though. But yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, in America we have, what is it, DDLG we were talking about last week. So like, we have that, and then apparently Blackpink can't even show like some like their shoulder.
So true, so different. Yeah.
What else was fucking great this week, bro? Bro, we gotta talk about 21 Savage. Just exactly what we said was gonna happen. Absolute takeover of the charts. #1 album in the country. I think fucking 10 songs charted. Mr. Right Now came in at number 10 so it was a top 10 record. Like, I don't know how that was #1 Billboard, but fuck it. Top 10. I think Runnin' came in at like number 8 or 9, bro.
Nice,
phenomenal, bro. I'm just so happy for him, bro. Cause like we'll get into Heat of the Week in a second. I was struggling for music because I've only been playing 21 Savage Mode 2 nonstop.
Same.
Like,
I wanted to tell you
nonstop.
that. Like, literally, it doesn't matter if I'm in the car. Like, if I'm just walking around the house, I'm like, what should I listen to? And I keep going back to the album. I can't.
Dude,
I have like no desire to find anything else.
Keep going back, and I keep going back. But we ain't shuffling shit. We do this shit in order. So just
phenomenal album.
Greatness, man. So kudos to him. Well fucking deserved. We'll get into I don't really think a lot of whatever came out last week. I definitely wasn't impressed with, or made me just have to like drop everything into like the way that shit did. And dude, what were your thoughts on the Bryson Tiller album, bro? Because I was a Bryson fan, but that shit didn't do anything for me. Like,
there's definitely a couple gems off of it, and I've replayed like a couple of them, but not nearly as much as 21 Savage. In the moment, I was hyped just because he was fucking hiding away in the basement and then released some shit. But definitely not something I see myself like wanting to replay like a month from now or something. It's kind of just like, this is cool, but that's it. Like,
it's like, I'm glad you're making music again, but like, do better next time.
21 Savage, I feel like I'm watching my favorite movie over and over again or something.
Bro, dude.
It never gets old.
It is a movie though, bro. Like, that album is a fucking movie. Like, and the videos are great. Like, the Running video is great. My dog video is great. Like, and it's just, he's so like calm, but saying the hardest shit you've ever heard. And it's still simple. It's not like crazy triple, quadruple entendres going over your head. Like, you know exactly what he's trying to say, but it's just said so well, bro. Like, crazy.
Yeah,
so
I think that's what it is. It's like he's so calm that it makes it more menacing and just so much doper to listen to, because all these other rappers are screaming and shit like Tekashi, and you don't believe any of it.
Ooh.
Whereas
dude, that guy, he don't exist no more, bro, because he has disappeared.
I forgot like that he was even making music was around the other day. I was like, what the he hasn't posted shit. I think his career like literally might finally be done.
Yeah, because I don't think you can come back from this kind of flop. Like, genuinely. Like, it'd be one thing if like, if you, because dude, he never was a good rapper. Or maybe he had great fucking, like, he had good songs. I'm not gonna say like, he had good songs, but that first album I thoroughly enjoyed. But bro, this album was like, I'm not even gonna try, and you're gonna love it. It's like, no, we're not, bro. Like, no, we're not.
No, he needs the fucking that like imagery of like 100 Bloods behind him and shit to make you like it, because that's people like the videos for the most part, and the songs are cool.
People like you want, if you're gonna be talking some gangster shit, you want to have gangsters like co-signing you, and bro, that ain't happening. Ever. So
and it's only club music he's making, and the clubs aren't even open. So
it is in Florida, baby. Let's put that.
Do they play Gooba out there?
Nah, dude, they played a lot of like throwbacks. A lot. Oh, dude, Laugh Now, Cry Later. A lot of Drake. Yeah, it's shit that we remember. Like, it wasn't a lot of the new shit that been coming out. But yeah, a lot of Drake, obviously, bro. Drake is just the fucking man. Nice. But bro, one thing I don't know if you saw the clip or you saw Saturday Night Live this past week, but did you watch the Bill Burr skit, like the opening monologue?
I watched part of it. I don't know if it was the opening monologue, but I watched the part where he talked about white women. Bro. And then my friend told me something else about he showed me another skit where he's talking about like politically correct mafia men or whatever. So I kind of got a gist of what he was talking about. But
dude, if you haven't watched it fully, watch it. It's like, I think the opening monologue is a total of like 6 minutes, bro. But it is phenomenal. Like, I fucking loved SNL growing up as a kid. Recently, it's been kind of trash. But bro, he went at like everyone, bro. Like woke culture, people wearing masks. Dude, there was one joke. He's like, "Listen, man, I wear masks, but if you don't want to wear masks, that's fine. If you die, okay." Like, yo, like just like fucking like yo. And then the white women thing about like you stood by our side and like helped make us all this money, and now you're saying it's our fault. Just like sit here and take it with. It's like, bro, like it is. I'm not doing it justice at all, but definitely I feel like a comedic relief that we need right now, because I feel like no one's really been doing comedy recently. I mean, like the Chappelle thing was good, but it wasn't comedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was just more like I'm gonna talk about what's happening in life right now. I hope you enjoy. Like it was good to see like new comedic material on that setting, talking about what's happening right now. So definitely, if you haven't checked it out, go on YouTube, wherever. Bill Burr, 9 minutes opening monologue. I think no more than that. Just fucking crushed it.
Nice. Yeah, I'll have to check that out for sure.
Check it out, bro. All right, anything else you want to chop it up about before we get into Heat of the Week?
One thing, going back to the Cardi news is I was doing some digging around and found out she posted, I believe, a tweet, and I'll put it up here, basically indicating that she was going to release a collab soon that was going to piss off her people the wrong way. And I feel like the only three people that come to mind are Tekashi, Tory Lanez, and Miss Nicki Minaj.
It ain't gonna be Tekashi. There's no way it's Tekashi. I think it's Tory or Nicki.
Yeah, and a lot of people think it's Nicki.
Dude, but I feel like it might be Tory, bro. Like, cause dude, she just had the biggest hit of the year with WAP. If you come out and do a song with Tory, bro, that could piss people off.
Yeah, that's why I'm like.
I feel like the Nicki one won't piss anyone off. But it's like, yo, what the fuck?
I feel like doing it with Tory's a career killer though, because that goes against the whole like protect black women movement that's going real hard right now. For a dude rapper to collab with Tory, no, but with the Cardi fans, like I feel like if she does that, I just don't see it. Like I feel like all the female fans can be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like how could you do this at this time? Like the case is fresh. Like I just don't see
the case is super fresh. The case is super fresh. Bro, but why would the Nicki one upset people?
I think the Nicki one would upset people just
because I feel like it'd be like of what you're saying though, right? Like I mean, my bad cutting you off. It'd be like it's black women coming together. So if anything, that'd make everyone fucking happy, you know?
But I think the division was so strong that some people, after this amount of time, bought in so much to the hate for the other one that it's like, why are you doing this now? It's almost like if Trump all of a sudden was like, you know, doing some shit with Kamala and like they're banding together to do some shit. It's like, yo, you've been talking shit about this bitch for like 3 years and now you want to pretend like, like Kamala and Biden, just like, I feel like people want to see them go at it and they just think it's, you know, a cop out or all for the money or it was all a lie sort of shit. And maybe she's talking about personal relationships, like some people might be pissed and that are mutual friends or something. I don't know. Or
yo, you sure that wasn't a tweet before her and Offset got back together? And maybe that was.
And it could be Offset too. So I think that's another thing. But then again,
like a lot of people are mad about that. About like you guys keep breaking up and then you're back together.
Yeah.
Like, that might piss people off.
Yeah, but weren't they already seen together recently, like at a birthday or some shit?
This past weekend, but like this, like that shit legit happened on like they got back together Saturday officially. But the week prior was just, you know, them like fuck him, blah blah blah. So I don't know. I feel like that might piss people off more because like, yo, come on, Queen, don't let him treat you like that. But bro, the Nicki Minaj one, honestly, but I think people will be happy about that one, just the way I see it.
Yeah.
But bro, if she had a collab with Tory, woo, spicy, spicy, bro.
But another thing I probably should have mentioned is there was leaks of a Mike Will Made It beat. Nicki sang some shit in the beginning. I think the song is called Lavish, and then a soundbite of after Nicki says some shit in the beginning, a soundbite of Cardi B's voice going Cardi. So if that's not fake, that's like the most evidence we have at this point that it is a Nicki Cardi collaboration, which if that were to happen, that'd be super dope. I feel like it'd be kind of like the female version of Drake and Meek doing Going Bad or whatever that song was called.
Yeah. That which was a dope moment for hip hop.
Yeah,
dude, I'm voting for Tory Lanez though. I would love to see it.
I would love to see that just because the amount of the rap game would just implode. Like, I don't know what the fuck would happen after that.
But bro, let's talk about it now. I'm glad we kind of got to the subject. Like, yo, it's crazy to me. Like, okay, I know the charges came through, but in my mind, charges don't mean guilty, bro. Because a lot of people are fucking charged for a lot of shit they didn't do. So I'm still exactly where I was like when we had our album review here. But bro, it's getting harder for me to believe that she's lying because like, bro, she is quadrupling down this fucking story.
Yeah.
Like, Time Magazine op-ed. New York Times op-ed. Times Magazine 100 People of the Year. And like, yo, just, dude, saying, no, this is what happened. I got shot by hit. And I'm like, bro, like, so like, in my mind, bro, if you're lying, I think that's career ending. So like, I'm just wondering though if she's like too big to fail now, and like Jay-Z's Rock Nation puppet finger hands will make sure that like whatever comes out from court, it'll never come back against her. But bro, it's wild, bro, because she is so adamant about like this is what the fuck happened.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I still want to wait and see what happens, but the more this goes on, the more in the back of my mind, I'm like, I feel like he probably did do it, but we just don't know why he did it. And he's using that as an excuse to basically say he didn't do it at all. Like, I feel like he may have accidentally done some shit, or she provoked him or something. And
but my thing is like, it's like, accidentally though, because I think she got fragments in her foot, not a bullet in her foot, right? She got bullet fragments. So what if he did shoot at the ground and it ricocheted and hit her foot? Are we canceling it? Because like,
I think that's stupid as fuck, but I don't think that's cancel worthy.
Because she's saying that he shot her, and if it comes out that there was a tussle and he just shot the floor to fucking distract people, I'm like, bro, that's a fucking innocent mistake. Like,
I don't know. The more I think about this case, the more I'm confused, because I'm like, someone here is not telling the truth, and if he released a whole album saying he didn't do it and she's saying he did do it, someone is absolutely is leaving information out or just flat out lying. And I'm inclined to say that would be Tory. Like, I could see him being the one to just be like, fuck it, I need to salvage my career. And
I feel you.
But at the same time, I'm like, that's just so far-fetched to me. I don't even want to believe that. I'm like, bro, he's making videos with his kids and shit saying, you motherfuckers are trying to tear a black man down, all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck happened?
What the fuck happened?
Just so confused. Like, one of the people that were involved in the situation some way needs to come out. And I think some of them have, but they haven't really said shit. They're just like...
They haven't said shit. They kind of hint at, well, she's a bit overreacted because she's a drunk. Yeah. And I'm like, well, what does that mean?
Right. I have no idea, but I hope we get to the bottom of this shit soon, because this is the most, like, this is more confusing than like Tupac's and Biggie's death combined. Like, this shit is fucking confusing.
Yeah, and they're alive, so you think this should be easier? Like, there has to be footage. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
But bro, I do appreciate. Well, I don't appreciate. I'm glad that he's out though. He's constantly posting pictures now, videos. Like, bro, like whatever happens, bro. If he didn't fucking like, I think he didn't. I personally don't think he intentionally tried to shoot her.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with, bro. And if he didn't intentionally try to shoot her, then bro, let this man live his life. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. Again, if he fucking pointed his gun and was like, I'm gonna shoot this bitch in the foot, then that's terrible and that's awful, and he should fucking face the repercussions.
Yeah.
But if it was an accident, which I think it is, because why would a person risk everything?
Yeah. And do it like with other people around in Hollywood Hills, like living his life at Kylie's house, I think they were at. Like, it just doesn't really add up to me. And the only reason I could see someone making that brash of a decision, or just fucking losing their shit, is if they felt like their life was threatened, or someone was just wilding out and they're like, I have no choice, or if they're just drunk as shit and fucking around. That's it. Like I don't see another.
I can't see him fucking drunk and fucking around, but throwing his life away. Like I don't see that, bro. Like I may be giving the benefit of the doubt, but dude, I don't see a 27, 28-year-old young black successful young human being, bro. Fuck black, white, or whatever. Human being with millions in the bank saying, "Yep, this is way more important than the rest of my life." Dude, I can't see that, dude.
Nope.
But again, we'll see, bro, because again, the other side of it, dude, again, her story is out there on every platform to read, and she is sticking to it. And bro, like I hope they have a live stream of this shit in the courtroom, because that's gonna be some great TV, bro. Because we gotta see that shit.
Make it happen,
dude. Make that happen, please. All right, man. Before we dip, what dude? Again, I had a struggle getting a heat of the week, but I found something that was dope. Old though, so it's gonna be some old heat from me. But what about you? What's your heat of the week?
I think I'm gonna give this one to. I'll have two. Wiz Khalifa. So I don't know if this is like an official album or anything. He did a song with Ruby Rose called POV, which is like a super dope club banger, but that wasn't the actual heat of the week, even though I love that song. I looked at the album and it's called The Saga of Wiz Khalifa Deluxe, and listening to that I came across a song called On Top featuring someone I can't even pronounce, Amigs or something, Amigs, I don't know, but the song is super dope, just a real feel good Wiz Khalifa song, the kind of stuff that
send it to me so I can add it to the playlist for sure.
I love that kind of music from him. Very, very chill vibe and hard-hitting beat. It's kind of more of that old school but somewhat mainstream Wiz that people used to love way back when. So I really
But is it like a 2020 release though? This is like some old shit they found?
I believe it's 2020. Oldest like 2019, but I'm pretty sure it's 2020.
Yeah, because I haven't even seen any marketing for Wiz on Apple Music.
That's what was weird for me, but I know it's definitely recent. So yeah, I'll send that to you. The song is called On Top. The nominee, I'm gonna give it to St. John with Gorgeous.
That actually is pretty good. I like that one.
It's a good song. It does sound very similar to some of his other stuff that I listened to, so it wasn't like super mind blowing, but definitely a hard song. And I'm kind of surprised he hasn't blown up as much as he should have quite yet. But the song is fired, and I think he'll get there eventually. Still super pissed that I never got to see him live because of fucking COVID.
We will though. We will.
But yeah, we'll see him for sure.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it. It's hard for him, bro, because it sucks that his hit song came out 4 years ago, and it's, but bro, that song is such a hit. So now everything that comes out, we're just comparing it to that. That's just that's what's tough, bro.
Like Jack Harlow too.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That's the tough thing, bro. But again, he's super talented though. So even if he stays like a niche artist, I think he's been able to grab enough followers that he'll still have like a long career,
Yeah.
But dude, for me, my boy sent this album to me, 2017 release, bro. So we're going way in the bag. White boy R&B singer called JMR. You ever heard of him?
Mm.
Dude, JMR has an album called Boyish. The song that stood out to me was June Carter. Super good. Super talented. So the album's only 7. It's an EP, really. It's 7 songs, 29 minutes. But June Carter by JMR is my hit of the week, and I will add that to the playlist shortly.
Nice. What's like the vibe of the song?
Dude, it's just like, love ballads, but like on something. It's not some hood shit, because he's just like a R&B singer, but it's more the production quality and the way he's singing to like girls, which is like, damn, I can fuck with this. Like I'm not saying baby making music, but like you're talking to a chick, you got sage burning, you're smoking a blunt, like it's like just shit you lounge to, and relax to. So if you want to relax, eat an edible and relax, put on some JMR, you'll have a good time.
For sure. Yeah, I gotta check that out. Been looking for some new shit. This past week was pitiful, but hopefully this week something good will come out.
I was really struggling. I'm like, bro, there's nothing better than 21, so stop.
Yeah, it might be the case this week. Shit, we don't know.
Yeah, but your boy, Ty Dolla Sign.
Yeah.
Well, that's next weekend. So we gotta wait like another 2 weeks for a review on that one. But yeah, bro, nothing has really been, again, unless we're gonna get like a surprise drop from Drake. But dude, there hasn't even been a buildup of like what's gonna drop this weekend. So it may be another dry heat of the week next week, but we'll go back in our bags and put you guys on to some shit you never heard of.
Dope.
All right, man. So that's episode 49 in the books. Episode 50 next week, where your boy turns 32. So everyone be safe. Stay away from COVID. Vote. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Peace.